Thinking about my way to boss up. If a nigga say he want to smoke, we got the spark up. I ain't gotta pay them, they gon' do it just because. We started off robbers, now we certified ballers. I be on my ball hog shit. Had to go to number up, they thought I lost it. Never make a U-turn on me, double what it's costing. Running with some keys, I know some B-hats like Boston. Had to get some tough kid, you'll never make it with soft scared. Eyes on my wrist. Lied to the judge, I can't lie to my bitch. Hey, gotta take some money and I've done it up ever since. Running with the Congress, we know all the dead presidents. All I know is trying to take a lead and they gon' follow. All I know is if you get close, you get a high low. All I know is faith. I ain't never think of loss. Riding in the States. Thinking about my way to boss up. If a nigga say he want to smoke, we got the spark up. I ain't gotta pay them, they gon' do it just because. I ain't gotta pay them, they gon' do it just because. I ain't gotta pay them, they gon' do it just because. No, they got the frost wrist. Climbing out the holes, but I do this shit so effortless. Hustle just to live. Spent the 50 bands on the whole squad, shouting in the fifth. And they know I got them, but they better never have loose lips. All this water on me looking like I'm on some cruise ship. Got clear these on clear these, never go nowhere without the hip. Hey, got 10 million out of oven like a chocolate chip. Got killed peas, cause real peas never pop a sip. My river spaceship, I'm so comfortable in my cockpit. Counting on this pay. I ain't never think of loss. Riding in the States. Thinking about my way to boss up. If a nigga say he want to smoke, we got the spark up. I ain't gotta pay them, they gon' do it just because. I ain't gotta pay them, they gon' do it just because.
Appreciate that.
I ain't gotta pay them, they gon' do it just because.
Listen, you guys. I'm streaming on Kick right now, on YouTube right now, on X right now. It shows exactly how I research games. If you want to get a better experience, you can pull that up as well.
It's only one of me, I promise I'm cut from a clone. Got niggas that step on me, I promise they'll knock you off. They say my chains done got heavier, product done got heavier, my bitch ass got heavier, street cred got heavier. Don't know what I'm working, shows me up. These hoes been trying to set me up. They know they ain't never catching us. Got one in the hit that wake you up. You nine on my dresser, my dad is too pressure. I stay with the extra. You can't do the rest. Any racks on, go y'all chest up. The whole team pulling out Rocky like Sylvester. You know, so the product. My bitch wanna run me down now. Or my look like a solid. I like it when she ride on top. My man just need hot dogs. She don't want me to drink, don't lean no more. But I told her I don't like coffee. Hey, in front of the back, I'm seeing all red. I promise you to fuck up your head. I blew up on the hill, cause I seen it up. I'm living my life on the edge. I see all of the haters been coming for me. Got shoot them in the head so they can't even speak. Bitch, I'm gonna tell you that this life is not easy. It's only one of me, I promise I'm cut from a clone. Got niggas that step on me, I promise they'll knock you off. They say my chains done got heavier, product done got heavier, my bitch ass got heavier, street cred got heavier. You don't know what I'm working, shows me up. These hoes been trying to set me up. They know they ain't never catching us. Got one in the head that wake you up. You nine on my dresser, my dad is too pressure. Rest in peace, little kid. Hope the slime proud of me. Hope the feds let her free. They don't need to be working chains. I told Gunner when to call me. I was out and see me and missed it. I'm a 12.
All right, so the answer to your question is I posted on my story on Instagram what it's so hard not looking in the phone. Like I posted on my story on Instagram what all my links are. So I believe it's KingCap702 on YouTube, KingCap702 on Kick, and then X is KingCapSports _. and Twitch is KingCap702 as well. So we got all those platforms. I have an ability on Twitch, on Kick, and on these platforms to do a little bit more than what I could do on Instagram. And I'm gonna start doing casino streaming on there and stuff like that as well. Start doing some late night streams. You know, me and Bryce go out and play baccarat and all that. Start streaming that. Start making some real creative content. Also, I know some very big slot players here in Vegas. I want to hire them under my brand, and use their slot content for Breaking Vegas as well, or for these kick streams. Also got a boxing ring in my backyard, which we're gonna start doing events in there as well. And pretty much everybody wants beef with me right now, but all they want is that internet beef. So that's a beautiful reason why I moved into a house that has a boxing ring in the backyard. Because if they really want us, if they really got some problems, we can go in the backyard and we can handle it. But they're all scared to do it on. They're all scared to do it on camera because they don't want to get beat up in front of the whole world. I'm not scared. I don't mind. The way that I am, how confident I am, I can only lose from losing to one of these nerds, which will never happen. So today, I fucking had that dumbass USA game over, man. They had so many opportunities. Australia just dominated the second half. They were all offense. That USA had a breakaway and a goal late, like in the 85th minute, and had a wide open goal, missed it, and it's 2-0 in the first half. So lost a platinum play to start the day. I'm not relatively overly happy about it, especially when you get 2 goals in the first half of a game. Typically, the other team's going to push. It's going to leave, opportunities for counterattacks, which there was. There was plenty of opportunities in that game. Fucking referee gets a cramp at the end, extra time. I'm like, Jesus. But lost that one. Now, I posted Cubs in Toronto as my World Series prediction. I'm just getting so much negative feedback. And it's like, for one, I feed on this type of energy. This is how I've made it to where I'm at in life. I feed on the negativity. I feed off the hate. So you talk shit, I'm gonna talk shit right back. I just think it's really weird when someone's putting a significant amount of money on something to where I think the Cubs gonna win it after today. I think the Yankees got it. They got the number one ERA in baseball. Man, the Dodgers gonna win 3 in a row. No shit, Sherlock Holmes. The simple fact of the matter is, Toronto is 27-1. A team that went to the World Series last year, a team that had the Dodgers beat in the World Series if it wasn't for some fluke plays. The ball getting stuck in the outfield, Yamamoto coming in on no days rest and getting out of a bases loaded 1-out jam with a double play. Miguel Rojas hitting a home run in the top of the ninth inning when the World Series was over with. So I don't want to hear that shit. And anybody that says, "Oh, I think Toronto was better yet last year," in what world was Toronto better last year? They lost Bo Bichette. He's not having a great year. They pick up Jesus Sanchez. They pick up Panongo. They got Akamoto, who's having a good year for them. They got Santander coming back. Their pitching staff improved. They got the same pitchers they had last year, except Yee Savage and Gossman. I know he got rocked today, but they went and picked up fucking Dylan Cease, a Cy Young candidate caliber pitcher. Jose Barrios is coming back. Shane Bieber is coming back. So I don't understand people. Oh, they're not even 500. They're not even finna make the playoffs. Well, no shit. That's why they're 27-1. And a team that made it last year, got hot at the right time of year, have the experience. Last year, I thought that this team would be fuck around and be a team to beat for years to come. Picking up, Jesus Sanchez, picking up Lennon Sosa, Panongo, fucking Akamoto. Like, there's a lot of talent on this roster. And then picking up Dylan Cease, I don't see why they can't make a run. Now, understandably, anybody could take the Dodgers, anybody could take the Yankees, anybody could take the Braves, anybody can take the odds-on favorite. What would that benefit me if I put $200,000 on the Dodgers to win it again and put it on my page? I'm trying to help people, give people long shots. It's called value. At the end of the day, $10,000. At the end of the day, $10,000 really ain't too much to me, So, I mean, they gave me a $2,500 bonus yesterday on FanDuel to deposit $10,000. So I did. And I bet the stupid ass Phillies Mets game. And I bet that. So I just don't understand. Like, I guess, I don't know. A lot of times, like, when these people act this certain type of way, all you got to do is just go to their profile and just look at a couple pictures of them, and you're just like, man, this guy's a fucking idiot. Oh man, this guy's a bozo. Oh, this guy's a weirdo. Oh, this guy got 5 pictures of kids in his profile picture, but his baby mama with another man. These people are fucked in the head. Anybody who posted on there, donation, 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 that's a donation. Bitch, you ain't never touched a fucking $10,000 in your fucking life. Get the fuck out of here. donation. And do you guys also understand when I post shit like that, what it does for marketing on my page? Let's not sit here and act like I don't call out the teams every year in every sport, relatively, especially football. But I mean, I did say Knicks to start the year, then I went to Spurs, then I thought the Celtics would do something. I did pretty much nail that. Hockey, I'm pretty much accurate every year, except for, I really wasn't overly accurate on who was going to make the Stanley Cup this year, even though I thought Carolina had a chance. But like I said, I guess I'm just in a bad mood lately and I'm letting little things bother me. Typically, I'll let Danny run the Instagram, but it's like, it's just my luck that I post Toronto to win the World Series and they give up 16 runs a day. But like I said, the team who wins the World Series doesn't win every game of the season. You guys are weird as fuck. So if you guys are tapped into, I think it looks better with the light. If you guys are tapped into the new stream, you guys are tapped into the new stream on YouTube, on Kick, on X right now. It shows my screen. So this is exactly how I research the games every day. I'm going to try to take it up a notch a little bit. A lot of people are imitating me online and doing exactly what I do. So when that happens, I'll just continue to evolve a little bit more and do a little bit more. So that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to do second lives as well, breaking down the games and putting in those player prop parlays. But I've had people at my house fixing cable, fixing the AC, trying to get the house up to par. It's my son's birthday this weekend. So I've had a lot of things that have been distracting me. But today, this weekend, I'm really going to lock in. So, and put in some player prop parlays. We should be able to hit something. I got a free $2,500 bet on FanDuel, which I'm going to use for some type of player prop parlay today. Hopefully, I can flip that into a couple hundred bands. We all need one of those come ups, right? We all need one of those couple hundred bands parlay, like when I put $4,000 on that soccer parlay and hit $250,000 on Instagram Live listening to Lil Wayne. We need something like that. I know we do. We need to get the people talking again. We need to remind people why I've cemented myself as the best sports bettor in the world. But sometimes the motherfucker goes through things. I'm not going to say my business has been awful lately because it hasn't, but we've had some days where we're not profiting tiers. We had some days where we're like -5, +5, even -10. And I had a client a long time ago that told me they used to buy my picks religiously. He said that, you know what, one thing I respect about you is even on non-winning days, you don't destroy my bankroll. So like our unit system is vague because, we don't, lay 12 units, 12 tiers to win 10 on a -120. And we don't put 10 tiers to win a +112 tiers on a +120 either. So it's a vague estimate. But I want to say, as far as a vague estimate, that 2 tiers is 1 unit, and then 1 unit is 1% of your bankroll. So say you lose 10 tiers in one day. Technically, that's only supposed to be 5% of your bankroll. Now, you being successful as a sports bettor, your bankroll is everything. You have to have bankroll management. You have to be able to withstand your losses in order to have those type of days. So I don't feel like anybody should bitch at me and be overly demonstrative. I mean, the worst days I have is maybe 50 tiers. I've had some 50 tier days, some 60 tier losing days, which would essentially be like 30% of your bankroll. You still have room to grow. So, like I said, don't let one day define you in this business. Don't go to the sports book with every single dollar to your name. Don't try to get rich overnight because Vegas preys on you. Nothing good happens overnight, especially in sports betting. It's a long-term ball game. That's why when people ask me, which package should I pick up? It depends on your financial situation. If you just got a little bit of extra money and you want to bet one day and try to come up, buy it daily. If you have a primary source of income and you got some secondary funds you want to grow for a week and see how it goes, see how I operate, see if you can follow my system correctly, see if you like it, see if you like the unit structure and the delivery and the time variance and all that, then pick up a weekly. If you're bought in and you fuck with me 1,000,000% and you feel like on a long-term basis you can make some money on me on the side consistently, then pick up a monthly and fuck with me on a monthly basis. That is the only thing I can guarantee you. Can we have a losing week? Yes. Can we have a losing day? Yes. Can we have a losing month? Yes. Even though this year has been relatively overly successful as far as my tier system, which I hang my hat high on that because it's hard to be a profitable tout. It's easy to be a profitable sports bettor individually, betting -300s and -400s and meeting your quota for a week or for a month or whatever it is. It's hard to be a successful tout and provide a positive service 365 days per year, especially when you're giving out parlays. And that's why I don't charge for my parlays, because that's an additional part of my service, which I claim is for free. You always have to crack up on your straight bets. Even when I was younger, I went to the sports book with $200. I put in, 3 straight bets for $55 a pop. And then I put in that one parlay with all the shit I don't feel confident in betting. There's a lot of days I'll lose all 3 straight bets. And then I hit the fucking 6 leg parlay because subconsciously something was telling me that there was less pressure on those plays than the one I decided to bet. because you can talk yourself in and out of shit in this industry. That's why intuition is so big. That's why I don't like listening to other people and other people's opinions. Not because I think I'm better than you. I know I'm better than you, especially at sports betting. It's because I don't value anyone else's opinion to fuck with the way that I research games and the way that I analyze my information. I don't look at algorithms. I don't watch ESPN. I don't do any of that. All my information is based on what I already know, what I learned. I have my own algorithm. They say a mind is better than a computer, depending on which mind that it is. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get into these games today. We got plenty of time. Detroit's playing White Sox today. Eric Fetty, bullpen start for Chicago. It looks like Tariq Skubal is going to make his appearance back. And Skubal, like arguably, is like the best pitcher in baseball. He's a lefty. He's got velocity. He's got off speed. He has control. Like I would say, when all these pitchers are healthy, that Skubal will be your top three guy, maybe even your number one guy. Um, I don't know what shape he's going to be in. I don't know if he's going to be on a pitch restriction. All I know is taking him minus 209 against a winning team in the Chicago White Sox, who are having a better year than the Tigers, is not a bet for me. But I think Tigers probably will rock Chicago shit today, especially them, playing the Yankees in a tough series. Now they got a bullpen start today. Their bullpen is not their strength. So, maybe White Sox do get blown out today. Cincinnati Reds versus the New York Yankees. By the way, this is all I look at every single day when I'm doing my research. So this is giving me a headache. Like I'm about to have a seizure or something. This is all I look at every single day when I'm doing my lives. Now I got another site up that I usually use to look at players' numbers versus pitchers, and we can look at today as well to put some tickets together or whatever to see who our best edge is. But typically, I don't look at it. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, when I'm doing play prop parlays, sometimes I'll look at it just to see if a guy is just absolutely fucking somebody up. But your intuition and your brain and your killer instinct of what you've been watching lately is way better tool than any algorithm or any statistic. I'm telling you. Now, if you have a gut feeling already, which I'm going over these lives, and then you look at those statistics, then things can match up for you. Like, damn, I kind of had a good feeling about Cody Bellinger tonight, and he owns this guy. It can help, but me personally, I prefer to read my gut. Now, a lot of you guys don't have the intuition that I have on sports betting, so you might have to use these tools. But me, on the other hand, like I'm really that dude. Like I can really predict a lot of shit just based on feeling like a guys do. Like I said, these guys on average bat anywhere from 250 to 290 to 300. So that means every 1 to 4 ABs they perform. If they have a day where they go 0 and 5 law of averages, say the next day they're going to get some hits. Like Otani the other day when I took him over 1.5 bases as a member play, he went 0 for 4. The next game the Dodgers won 1-0, and it was a solo shot by Shohei Otani. So that's another reason why you got to leave your emotions at the front door and be damn near emotionless when it comes to gambling. There's a 60-mile-per-hour wind blowing out in Detroit today. Yankees, the wind's blowing out 14 miles per hour, which was a big reason why I had that as my Grail play yesterday. My Grail plays, I'm on a little bit of a losing streak on Grail plays. It sucks, but I always want to be transparent. The wind was blowing out. They didn't have the greatest pitchers on the mound. The game just died for some reason. Yankees are that team that either hit home runs and drive-in runs, or they don't produce at the plate at all. They're running a weird lineup lately, missing Aaron Judge. But, Ben Rice, Jason Dominguez, Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt, Jazz Chisholm, Jones, Volpe, McMahon, and Escara. So, different lineup every single day for this team. Reds, on the other hand, still missing their best player, De La Cruz. And, the Reds have been playing decent, but they've came back down to earth. They had a winning record at one point, and now they're 35-38. Cam Schiller's been amazing this year. A lot of people are talking about him as a Cy Young candidate caliber pitcher. I know he had a couple starts in his last couple of games that weren't the greatest, but I would expect for him to get right back on track today against the Cincinnati Reds team. When I'm not the biggest fan of their lineup. Guys like Suarez, who strike out so much, look for Cam Schiller to have a big game. San Francisco versus Miami. Landon Root versus Dax Fulton. This Giants team has been very, very unpredictable lately. Like they got some players in their lineup who can really hit. And that's Luis Ariz, who always leads the league in batting average every single year, the last 5 years. And this Jung Ho Lee guy has been killing it. I think he might be leading all of majors in batting average if it's not Otto Lopez. I haven't looked at it in the last couple of days, but I will look when this live ends. Bullpen start for Miami today. Total of 8. I think Miami's bullpen is not great. I think Landon Roop is hittable against the Marlins, even though the Giants are playing in this game, and I typically don't take the Giants over. I think this game is going to go over the total of 8. Washington versus Tampa Bay. Griffin Jax, former Texas Rangers pitcher, going up against Washington Nationals in a bullpen start. I love to take the Nationals. They're my favorite team in baseball this year as far as over-unders. At one point, they were number 1 in scoring and number 1 in runs allowed. I'm pretty sure they still are number 1 in runs allowed, considering how bad their pitching staff is. Got some supreme talent. James Wood, CJ Abrams, Kelvin Ruiz, I've always thought he was a good hitter. Dodgers traded him away when they made that trade for Trey Turner and Max Scherzer. Griffin's Jack has good numbers. He's 1-5 with a 3.68, which worries me because, like I said, if he has a good ERA like that on a winning team, it's really weird for Griffin Jacks. This is a really weird situation, and I want to explain it to you. So Tampa Bay's 41-30, right? They have a winning record, but Griffin Jack has a good ERA of 3.68, which is solid. Anything under 4 is very, very good when you have an extended amount of starts. And he's only 1-5 on the year. What that means is that he's getting no run support when he's on the mound. Now, I know that could all go out the window facing the Washington Nationals in the bullpen starting. I highly expect for Tampa Bay to score some runs, but it's something just to look at. Good ERA from a pitcher. He's pitched a lot of games. He's only 1-5 on a team that's 11 games above 500, which only means one thing. When he's on the mound, they do not score runs. Which, like I said, today against Washington, those stats can go back the other way because no team in baseball is going to give up more runs than the Nationals bullpen. They're not good at all. You can't name one pitcher out of that pen, I promise you. Milwaukee versus Atlanta, the best pitcher in baseball, Mizorowski, going to be tested tonight, going up against the Atlanta Braves big lineup with Baldwin back in the lineup. Martin Perez, savvy veteran, lefty guy, always gets the job done. Good ERA this year, been having a lot of success. I really wouldn't bet Milwaukee minus 174 on the road, regardless of how good Mizorowski is, because Atlanta's still a great team. Perez is still a solid veteran, always seems to get the job done. There's just no value in you taking Milwaukee today. Either take a Mizorowski player prop if you think he's going to be lights out. Other than that, do not bet the Brewers. Now, when I say these type of things, it doesn't mean the Brewers can't win. I'm just letting you know there's no value in taking Milwaukee minus 174 on the road against arguably the best team in all of baseball this year with a good pitcher on the mound. It just doesn't make sense. There's no value in that. It's stupid. If anything, you pull up your big boy pants and you take the fucking Braves. And I'm not saying I like the Braves because I'm not betting against Mizorowski. I'm just telling you. That game can be so close, 2-1, 2-1, and then Mizorowski goes up the game in the 7th inning, throws a fit because he always does when he gets pulled, and then Atlanta hits a 2-run bomb. Matt Olson, game over, you lose. Mizorowski had a great start, but you still lost the game. San Diego versus Texas, Randy Vasquez, Jacob deGrom, not a game for me. Can't stand either team. Corey Seager's out of the lineup again for Texas, which really sucks. Cleveland versus Houston, Tanner Beebe versus Tatsuai Miyami. Who the fuck is that? Never heard of him. He's 3-3 with a 6.43. You would expect for Cleveland to start struggling without Jose Ramirez, but Cleveland's just a team that's so resilient and they get the job done some way, somehow or the other. Now, for you idiots on my Instagram saying you think the Tampa Bay Rays are going to win the World Series this year or the Miami Marlins, are you guys just trolling? God damn, we had Carl Anthony Downs, little brother, on my shit, talking shit, looking like a light-skinned armadillo. Fuck that motherfucker. Fuck them all. Every day I ball. We're gonna these other sites that you guys are commenting and shit. Go fuck yourself. You know I don't respond to that type of shit. I'm not gonna read it. Say whatever the fuck you want. St. Louis, Kansas City. One thing I will say about this Kansas City Royals team right now is they have the worst bullpen I've seen. I know I like to bet against the Nationals bullpen, but this Kansas City Royals bullpen is pretty bad. Just like Colorado, Angels, a lot of teams have bad bullpens, but this bullpen is bad. They've been getting waxed lately. St. Louis got blew out by them last night. I think that it definitely should turn around and sway, but I'm not taking Michael McGreevy over Seth Lugo. But at the end of the day, another situation with Michael McGreevy, right? Guy's 3-5 with a 2.99. That's a great ERA. How the fuck is he 3-5 on a team that's 40-33? Because they don't score runs for them. Some pitchers is just so fucked up, man. Pittsburgh, Colorado. Pittsburgh games have been going over every game. Now they got Kyle Freeland against Bubba Chandler, young, inexperienced pitcher going into Coors Field, probably the first time of his career, if I'm not mistaken. You'll never find over like this. Looking at us, I was kind of whack. But yeah, you'll never find an over like this. Take the over. If it loses, oh well. It won't lose the next game. Pittsburgh's slugging shit at the plate right now. They're scoring runs. If I had an algorithm and I asked the algorithm which team scored the most runs in the last 2 weeks in baseball, I bet you Pittsburgh will be up there. Watch this. Why are you coming in here?
You're gonna get
Yeah.
Bertha, no. Bertha, come here. Bertha.
What do you want? Thanks, bro. You fucking my live up, letting her in here. Why?
I mean, me too.
Which ML? I was in a zone, man. You fucking in my zone. Just leave her. Which MLB team has scored the most runs the last 14 days? It's actually the Brewers, but that's because they had that series against Oakland in Vegas and that ballpark out here, the Aviators ballpark with that dry air and the elevation. But I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh's up there. You know, Brewers are up there too, just because actually Brewers played Colorado and then they went to that Vegas ballpark. So obviously it's going to be the Brewers, but I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh's up there if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I can look at the top 3 teams. Let me see. The top 3 teams is actually Brewers, Oakland, Nationals, Cardinals, Rockies. Royals, believe it or not, 69 runs in the last 2 weeks. The worst team in baseball is Padres, Reds, Rangers. White Sox haven't been scoring the last 2 weeks. Mariners don't ever score. And I guess the Pirates haven't been scoring as much as I thought. I guess I got it mixed up. Torta, come on, man. I'm already fucking up. Now you doing this shit? Go! So, I don't. Like, try to have a real job like this where you got to perform for thousands of people and your son's fucking letting the dog in and standing at the door staring at you with a fucking chili bowl on his head. Anyways, Colorado been scoring a lot of runs lately, giving up a lot of runs. Pittsburgh, I thought they scored a little bit more runs, but I guess I was wrong about that. I guess it was that Colorado, Oakland, Brewers, all 3 of those teams playing a combination of each other. At the end of the day, Colorado's in the mix at home. This ballpark is a hitter's ballpark, and I think that there'll be some runs scored with Kyle Freeland on the mound. Angels, Oakland, Jose Soriano. I was wondering why Oakland was such a big favorite yesterday, but I guess they scratched Jose Soriano. Now the A's are minus 163 again against Soriano. Seems a little bit odd to me, a little bit weird to me. Now I know that game was like 5-0 in the first inning. I don't even believe they scored the rest of the game. I don't remember what the final score was. Torta, get the fuck out. Come on. God damn. Go. Like I said, I don't understand why Oakland's such a big favorite against Soriano. I know Mike Trout's out; he's injured. I know the Angels are relatively really garbage, but Soriano's just a great pitcher, man. But I guess Oakland's killing the baseball right now, being the #2 scoring team in baseball the last 2 weeks. But like I said, that has a lot to do with that 5-game homestand they had here in Vegas, or 4-game stand, or whatever it was in that ballpark. Jeffrey Springs, always thought this guy was good. He's having a bad year, 3-7, 5.13 ERA, not impressive. I just think this is a stay away game for me. Honestly, I can't bet the over there with Soriano on the mound. I can't bet Oakland against Soriano. And Soriano's had some outings this year where he just looks fucking absolutely awful. But he is a great pitcher. I know that. Arizona versus Minnesota. Michael Soroka versus Connor Prilip. Soraka has been, Arizona has 2 pitchers this year have been their best pitchers. Surprisingly, it's not Zach Gallen, it's not Merle Kelly, it's not Reen Nelson. It has been Michael Soraka, and it has been Eduardo Rodriguez. So Soraka's having a good year. Another pitcher who came from the Braves, and Braves have so many pitchers they got rid of over the years that are doing good now. Soraka being one, Max Fried being the other. I used to think this guy was really good. Then he dealt with injuries, him and Spencer Strider and them, and I guess he left the Braves, and now he's having a good year. What have you done for me lately? 8-3, 3-1-1 on the Arizona Diamondbacks in that ballpark and that team. Those are great numbers. So then again, are you going to take Arizona minus 175 with that bullpen to beat anybody? No. So, I mean, this is just a stay away game for me. I wouldn't feel ultimately comfortable taking the over here as well, considering how good Soraka has been pitching. If it's low scoring early on in the game, I think that there could be late inning runs, especially considering Minnesota kind of gave up on their bullpen, trading away Duran last year, getting rid of some of those guys that they had in that pin. There could be some late runs scored. So maybe you can get a good in-play line on this as the game progresses. Boston versus Seattle. Ranger Suarez, former Philadelphia Phillies pitcher. Luis Castillo came up from the Cincinnati Reds, pitching for Seattle. He has not had a good year this year. This might be a bullpen start, but typically when they put the starting pitcher on RotoWire like this right here where it says PRIM, it means that they'll do a bullpen start and he'll be the first pitcher to come in the game. But like I said, he's been having an ultimately pretty shit water year, pretty bad year. not having the greatest numbers. What have you done for me lately? Not been that good. But Seattle showed us last year that they can get it together when it comes playoff time with Brian Wu and Luis Castillo, Logan Gilbert, those guys that they have over there. Can really get it done and make a run. I think this. Oh, and they got Cal Relay back in the lineup as well. It says it's expected lineup on RotoWire. It's not confirmed yet, but it looks like Cal Relay is going to be coming back into the lineup. I told you guys he would have a down year, which he's had an awful year. Now, obviously, you can't account for injuries, but he wasn't really killing the ball before he got hurt as well. This guy, I believe, was MVP last year or second in MVP, led the league in home runs. The home run derby fucks players up every single year. The home run derby always fucks players up. It always does. It always kills these players' approach. And everybody was so mad at Jazz Chisholm last year. It'd be like, man, I don't give a fuck about this home run derby. I ain't changing up my approach. He's smart because that home run derby sets players back. Gunnar Henderson hasn't been the same player since he went to the home run derby 2 years ago. He ain't been able to hit a home run since then. I mean, this is a guy that was on his way to be like the best prospect in all of baseball. Gunnar Henderson, Bobby Witt Jr., Dela Cruz, Corbin Carroll. Like Gunnar Henderson was that guy. And I believe he's really, really, really had a down couple of years for this team. And that's the reason why Baltimore has not been able to take the next step. Gunnar Henderson's not performing. Jackson Holliday hasn't really turned into a superstar they expected him to be. They go into LA tonight facing the Dodgers. Rocky's on the mound. Very, very inconsistent pitcher, but this guy has the most electric arm in baseball history. He's probably 130 pounds soaking wet, could throw a ball up to 103 miles per hour. Trey Gibson, on the other hand, a guy looks very, very, very hittable. This total being 9.5 in LA, which is not a hitter's park, says a lot to me. And I think there's going to be a lot of runs scored in this game. I'm not really convinced whether Orioles can score against Roki, but I do think Dodgers put up a big number tonight, especially if they run that lineup with Otani, Pajes, Freeman, Betts, Tucker, Call, Rojas rushing. And Freeland, I like that Dalton rushing kid. I know he's annoying. I know he's the Draymond Green of the major leagues. I mean, if you guys don't know about him, go watch some of his shit on TikTok. He's a fucking asshole, but that kid has got something special. All right, so here's the statistics I wanted to show you guys that I could typically look at when I'm trying to put some player props together. It's a good site I've been using for a long time ago. They call it StatHead now. Back in the day, it used to be called I think it was called like Pro Baseball Data or some shit like that. It would show the weather and it would show these statistics. The layout has been the same over the years, even though the URL or whatever it is has changed. But I've always used this site. Now, what I did right here was I highlighted who has the most hits. So Longoleres has fucked Soriano the fuck up. In 15 plate appearances, he has 7 hits and 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. I mean, those are statistics you just can't make up. Jacob deGrom versus Manny Machado in 21 ABs. He's got 6 hits, 300 batting average. That's decent. That's nothing crazy. Then you can go right here, like click home runs. Who has the most home runs today? So Longoleres, Lawrence Butler has hit a couple long balls on Soriano, but typically you want to look at the hits and then make sure the hits line up with a batting average. Because just because a guy has 5-6 hits against a pitcher, it doesn't mean he has a good batting average against him. Like look at Martin Perez versus Gary Sanchez from the Yankees, catcher for the Brewers now. He's got 5 hits against him, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, but he's also only batting .227. So you want to find numbers like this, like Ranger Suarez, Julio Rodriguez, in 6 plate appearances. Julio has 5 fucking hits. That's outrageous. Now, some of these stats are skewed considering the amount of at-bats. Probably the best player on the board today in all of baseball, as far as these statistics, would be to take Longoleres today. 15 ABs, 7 hits, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. But he's batting .500 against him. Maybe these are other reasons why that line could be skewed somewhat. This is another reason why Oakland can be -165 with a pitcher who has an ERA around 6 against Jose Soriano, who's one of the best in baseball this year. You got to look at this type of stuff. That's why I always say, like, gambling at the end of the day is a hypothesis. A hypothesis is an educated guess. So you have to educate yourself with this information as much as possible. Now, there's nerds out there like Alex Monahan. Like, can't stand that motherfucking autistic punk. I want to beat his ass. If he didn't have special needs, I'll punch him in the mouth. All these computer statistics in their head to become profitable. But I mean, first year sports betting, I made $100,000. Bitch, I'll make that in a weekend. They have all these numbers in the computer, but they don't have it in their brains because they don't watch the game. They've never played sports. That's why I always say that I'm win or lose, I'm the best because I have all the numbers. I have the algorithms. I have the statistics. but I also have the knowledge of the game because I played the game. I love the game. I love sports. All that's what made me who I am today. So that's why I don't feel like anybody is on my level in this shit. Now, like I said before, there's a difference between being a successful sports bettor personally than being a tout. If you're rich, you put 100K in a minus 200. Boom, you made 50K. What's your weekly goal? You reached it. If you're selling picks, you're not going to do that. You got to get parlays every day, 4 or 5 plays per day. Nobody who bets sports as a primary source of income, who is not a tout, gambles the way that a tout offers his service. Now, I do a very good job at it, giving enough action for my tier system, but I believe that people are not buying my picks as much right now because it's baseball season. It always goes down a little bit because I'm not offering the shitload of parlays like I am in the NFL. You know, we got the running back receiving yards, the wide receiver alternate yards, the rushing and receiving yards, the passing yards. We got all those statistics. And then NBA, we got assists, blocks, PRA, PR, fucking rebounds, steals, like every fucking thing imaginable I was doing in the NBA. Baseball, the player prop shit is a lot harder in baseball. I'm not gonna lie to you. This shit is not easy. Now I could go on live and name 55 fucking players that hit a fucking home run, and then when the 3 that do out of the 55 brag about it. But where are the tickets at? You know, you can sit here and just fucking read a bunch of fucking names off a fucking stat board, but anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. I can name 10 players I think is gonna hit a home run today. What the fuck does it matter if you're not betting that shit? You feel me? What does it matter? That's why you won't see me give 100 motherfucking players. I'm gonna pick one guy to hit a home run like today. Who do I pick today? I pick Julio Rodriguez to hit a home run today. Based on those statistics, based on him being 5 for 6 against Boston, I think Julio takes one out the motherfucking park today in a low scoring total of 6.5. Not the most beneficial scenario to take out to hit home run. That's what I do. And then I bet it for $2,000-$3,000. The fuck are we doing here if we're just dropping a bunch of bullshit picks and there ain't no motherfucking tickets behind it? You're just wasting motherfuckers' time. And eventually you're gonna thizzle out. Nobody's fucking with that shit. All right, so these soccer games today. Let me see. I'm pissed off about the loss this morning, obviously. But you know what they say about being pissed off? Being pissed off is better than being pissed on, unless you're into that. I'm a chom of your mama. I would say something about the wife of Barack Obama, but I'm not gonna go that far. Listen, man, you got to think that Brazil's going to fucking wake up today against a sorry-ass, garbage-ass team. Brazil hasn't been scoring no goals lately. Got all the firepower in the world with Thiago and Rafinha and those guys over there. So you got to think Brazil's going to crack off against this sorry-ass team today. Most likely that game's going to find its way over. Other than that, like when you look at rosters in the World Cup, at the end of the day, I think that Portugal has the best team. Like they got fucking PSG's whole infield. They got fucking Man City English Premier Player of the Year. They got Ronaldo, but there's something wrong with that team with the chemistry. And I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to sit here and tell me Ronaldo, oh, they just haven't been passing him the ball. There's chemistry. There's something going on over there with chemistry. Why did Kane scored 2 goals? Why did Haaland score 2 goals? Why did Mbappe score 2 goals? Why did Messi put up a hat trick? And Ronaldo's missing point blank opportunities. So you can't sit here and not hold this guy accountable, considering if you look at roster value, there's no team better than Portugal. I'm sorry. They have the best roster in the world. They have the best roster in the world. And somehow, some reason, they just can't get the job done. So I believe that Ronaldo at 42 years old needs to step up his motherfucking game. Because these last 2 games I've watched, in particular, he's had some point blank opportunities and he's missing these point blank opportunities. So there's no excuse for that. I know soccer is something, sport that is chemistry is really, really, really big at the end of the day. But like I said, Ronaldo definitely not performing when it matters. Messi is. That's why Messi's the GOAT. Other than that, did you guys enjoy the new layout? Did you enjoy the live today? Everybody follow my kick. Follow my X, follow my Facebook, follow my YouTube. I don't even give a fuck if you follow the Facebook, keep it a buck with you. I don't even care about that. But we're gonna start doing boxing events in the backyard, late night gambling. I'm gonna start streaming on Kick, doing like my Roulette streams and shit. I'm gonna start doing all that on there. I'm gonna try to get a deal with Roulette. I'm trying to prove my worth to them and show them my value. But it's only gonna work if the community continues to show support. Well, I use RotoWire for lineups and I use StatHead. I think it's called it's sports-reference.com. Sports-reference.com for the batting averages against the pitchers. And I mean, Messi could have damn near had 4 goals in that game. They called one back, but I mean, I don't even think Argentina is near as good as Portugal. So as far as roster, but like I said, there's never easy picks. There's never easy picks. Please don't. Heidi gonna win. I just don't entertain these people. Cap. Don't entertain these people. Cap. Just let it be. Don't entertain these people. I would really appreciate it if everybody followed my YouTube, my X, and my Kick account. What the fuck is that noise? I really would appreciate it if everybody follows my Kick, my YouTube. I'm gonna do some giveaways for you guys as well. Um, and I would really appreciate it. Everybody starts showing support. I'm trying to get these big people to stream with me and be a part of what I'm doing. And it's hard for me to do that if I have a fucking 100 viewers on there. And like there's like my page is like I'm having a real mental breakdown over here as far as my life and my business and my productivity. So I would really appreciate it if people started showing a little bit of support. It would go a long way. Please, I appreciate it. Toronto not going to the ALCS, man. Block. Get off my page. Block. I guess I can block motherfuckers on here too. Darkness.